So, yeah, no, I've been gone for a while. I'm getting straight to the point. So, let's just get right into it. Because today, we're talking music. To be more specific, video game music. I already hear the people saying video game music isn't real music. But I'm a small channel, so I mean, nobody will say it, probably. And we're just going to talk about how video game music is epic. Epic. And yes, this is a way to talk about my favorite video game soundtracks, because I love music. I really love music. I love music for many reasons, such as inspiration, the way it sounds, the stories it can tell, to fill the void. But without music in the background of the violence-inducing video game that you're playing right there in front of your screen right now, it feels weird. Imagine stomping Goombas without the happy-go-lucky music in the background. Makes you feel like a psychopath, doesn't it? You murderer. MatPat was right. He was right about you. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself, because let's just start with the first segment, matching the tone. Now to begin with the soundtrack that sparked my interest in making this, I'd like you to meet MadWarudo.
Yeah, those your rays. Let's go. Yo, tell me, do you wanna ride tonight? Then tell me, do you wanna die tonight? This is my city, my invite. Let's burn it up and watch the sky ignite. It won't hurt just to...
I'm telling you, after listening to this soundtrack, it was an instant illegal download and straight to the playlist. The OST is composed of rap consisting of talk about killing people, and considering what MadWarudo is all about, which is killing others in a game show called Death Watch, cool name, it definitely fits into what's happening. Some of the songs being either intense but not too intense, such as Death and Honor. Or dark and somewhat slow, like Crimson Rain or Crazy.
Let's see who the craziest. Yeah. See the day turn into night. See the blackness, where's the white? Through the darkness, there's the light. Full moon, you're consumed, now you're terrified.
Or it could be something like Ride, which brings me to say, some of these tracks I didn't like at first, but then it grew on me like my crippling masturbation addiction. And to me, that's the true definition of making a good soundtrack. Because now I have 80% of the OST in my playlist, some of the ones being the 30% or 40% I originally didn't like. Which in a way makes me sad that MadWarudo didn't get a sequel. Because I bet that OST and game would have been great too. Also play /stan MadWarudo or I'm hunting you. Now, for the next game, which being Lethal League Blaze. Now, League's OST is kind of diverse and different than others, as it has techno or whatever genre snippet is. Kind of like how the stages and roster are quite strange. I mean, try to give me a scientific explanation on how this can exist. I await your answer. But to get back on track, the music can be either upbeat, like Ain't Nothing Like a Funky Beat, or something like Dugging and Dominator, which very much match your stages, kind of like, oh. How could I go through talking about Lethal League about discussing Ordinary Days. It just oozes Candyman energy. Not that Candyman. Candyman is such a weird character that such somewhat weird genre of music matches him, and somehow his stage to me. And thanks to Ordinary Days, it led me to an entirely different music genre I didn't even know existed, which, if I'm correct, would be UK garage. I don't know, so don't get mad at me. And led me into finding another talented music artist, which being Blazin. He's even on YouTube. You can But before we switch to the next segment, let's celebrate the fact that I didn't say the Silent Hill OST matches the spooks of the game for the 10th millionth time. You're safe for now. I admire character themes. Having music show off the personality of a character is quite magical to me. Showing off what a character is all about through music is just astounding. How you can just put a bunch of beats and whatever and somehow come out with a theme that matches the character that you're playing as. A perfect example of this would be the fighting game by the name of Killer Instinct. The OST of KI is full of mostly character themes of the roster, which in my opinion matches the characters to a T. When you're listening to Volgor's theme, you're listening to him slaughtering millions. When you're listening to Spinal's theme, you're hearing an insane skeleton pirate god slaughter millions. When you listen to Hasako's theme, you hear an anthem of revenge on the people who've wronged her and her people by slaughtering millions. And then there is Omen's theme, which I have daydreamed countless fight scenes to it. It's that good. It's somewhat more brutal, like a more brutal version of Jaco's theme, with traces of Gargos' theme in it. As story-wise, these three characters are intertwined, making for an epic battle and awesome track. But the one that really takes the cake has to go to TJ Combo's theme, which goes by the name of I'm Back to Rise. This theme tells everything you need to know about TJ Combo, as he has made a terrible mistake and goes on a journey as to redeem himself, which given the name I'm Back to Rise, such an amazing meaning. The lyrics, the beat, just everything screams banger. It's an experience listening through it every time, making it worthy of being the theme of the King of the Ring that goes by the name TJ Combo. They got deep. I love Devil May Cry. I love the combos, I love the story, I love the characters, except for you. I hate you. Fuck you. And especially, I love the music. Mostly the character themes, which matches the characters it's set to portray. Let's start with Nero, and his theme, Devil Trigger, as it's kinda new. In other words, it's somewhat youthful, like Nero. as Nero shows much potential in being a great demon hunter like Dante. Speaking of Dante, let's get to his theme, which being Subhuman, as Subhuman is what that dude at the Walmart that wears the Punisher shirt would call his revenge battle music. Just stating facts. And with Dante's new sexy beard, I feel it works spectacularly for the man of many talents. But now, it's time for something strange. V's theme. It's quite strange, kind of like how he and his gameplay are, making for a killer theme. I mean, first time I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, I slaughtered millions to this. But now, I just want to talk about some soundtracks I really love in a segment I call Some Good Soundtracks. Skullgirls. Skullgirls OST is an absolute treat to listen to. You can see the aesthetic that it's going for, and it conquers it through the visuals and the music attached to it, as it has a jazz tone to it. It's just... I highly recommend giving the soundtrack a good listen. I promise that you won't regret it, and if you do, I'm coming for you. But back on track, it has a bunch of fast-paced I'ma beat the shit. The slow, chill, but sinister tracks, where it can be shenanigans and goings-on, which is a bop and matches Peacock perfectly. But nothing beats my personal favorite from the soundtrack, The Lies We Tried to Reclaim. Is a musical representation of sadness, and I love it. I'm not gonna act like I know everything about music, but everything from the tempo, the tone, and etc. just works, especially with Pinwheel and Squiggly's endings. Made me show emotion. Next soundtrack. This soundtrack is from Let It Die, and it's the definition of hype and awesome and epic. And the soundtrack consists of tracks made up of the rock genre, done by varying music artists. And just like the MadZaWarudo OST, I find myself coming back to the soundtrack and adding another to my playlist. I don't know what is being said in the songs because it's in a different language. I don't speak Chink. I just know if I needed music for an anime opening, it can be found in this soundtrack. It's always a pleasure to come back and listen to this playlist of epic rock music. Next soundtrack. This soundtrack is just chill, as it should be. It's like lo-fi, but good. It's some chill beats for a rather chill game. Not for more, not for less. It's the type of soundtrack to just work to, maybe even relax to. Who knows? I'm basically describing free lo-fi hip-hop beat. But other than that, I'd recommend giving the soundtrack a good long listen. If you want to chillax. Do people even say chillax anymore? And that's all. I'm glad to have talked about music, even being video game music, as in the past was a passion for me. Still is, but it kind of sits on the sidelines for now, as I don't know how to make it, so in the future I'll figure it out. But other than that, it's fun to share music with whoever is watching right now. I don't know who it is. It could be anyone. But thank you for watching. I'm Steamboat Jimmy. And that's all, folks.
You see my swag, now you wanna come and give me all this drag. I think you better back, because my hand is itching to give you a smack. What's your name again, Jack? It's the end of the road and ain't no turning back. Don't let the fly taste fool ya. Matter of fact, it's about time that I school ya. Don't worry, I'm not in a hurry. I don't even wanna get my fresh gear dirty. A little birdie, chirp really flurry. Now I'm gonna snip it, or better yet bury your entity. Look at me while I'm talking. I heard you was lurking, I wasn't even stalking my program. Thinking you the man in the place. Now it's about time you catch a hand to the face. Look, pimpin', I ain't